It's time for Absolute Carnage! Hey guys, me host Superstar, thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got! It's Carnage. This is Absolute Carnage. From the latest comic book, Absolute Carnage, numbers 1 through 4. I've got the omnibus one to read. I still haven't read it yet, I'm a little bit behind, but I will be reading it very soon. My understanding is that basically Carnage is mass killing the other symbiote hosts, so he's got a brainwashed army of symbiotes basically at his disposal. And I believe this is the precursor to what's coming with Black King, or King in Black, which is the god of Knoll coming to Earth. That's my understanding, and that starts this December, so I need to read Absolute Carnage before then, so it is on my read list. And it's part of the new Venom wave that we've got, and it's a great looking Carnage. So I thought we'd get the old Carnages out and we'd do some side-by-sides, and we'll also have a bit of head-swapping fun, as you guys know I love to do that. And we'll also take a look at other previous Carnages with these heads on, and vice versa. If you enjoyed this review, guys, please be sure you check out my other reviews from this wave. I have reviewed so far the VenomPool, and also the movie version of Venom. Both of those reviews are on the channel right now. Next up that I'll be doing will be the Morbius figure, so come back for Morbius. Can't wait to do the Morbius review. Right guys, so this is Carnage. On the side of the box, it has a lovely picture there from the Absolute Carnage. Same on that side, it's got the Spider logo on the top for Spider-Man. It's coming under the Venom sort of logos here for Marvel Legends. New sort of font on the front and a new font on the back when it comes to the write-up, with a lovely action figure display there. And on the back it states, Twisted Criminal Cletus Cassidy sows chaos in the streets as the bloodthirsty villain Carnage. Weird choice of words. But let's go ahead and break Carnage out of the packaging. Guys, you'll be glad to know, because I know some of you are commenting and stuff on it. We have gone back to the old street scene diorama that you're all loving to see, and we will be bringing back the Muppets laboratories in due time. The Muppet Labs are currently overgoing a little bit of a rehab. We currently don't need them for this review because there's no weapons or anything in the Carnage review, so we won't be needing them right now. But in future reviews, keep a lookout for our Muppet friends returning. We'll also be making, I'm not sure if you saw my video the other day, but we'll also be making a firm choice on whether we're going to just be, whether we'll be making a more Super Sorrel channel, so you guys can get more videos, because this channel will basically be the main review channel, where all my action figure reviews will be as normal, like you get now, and then the Super Sorrel 2 channel that I'm tempted to make will feature all the other stuff that I can't fit on here, like mystery boxes, blind bags, and vlogs, toy hunts, conventions, things like my action figure customs that I want to do. All that kind of good stuff might disappear from here and go to a secondary channel, just where I've got more space to be able to put those things. But I'll be discussing that in the near future real soon. But guys, for now we have a very cool looking Carnage. I'm loving that new head with the big swirl in the front. I love that. So that's definitely based on Absolute Carnage. And then they've given us a secondary head as well. If I just remove that one, they have given us a more classic Carnage head as well to pop on here, to give the more classic Carnage look. I'm loving all these tendrils and stuff, and the back piece here does come off, so you can take that away if you wanted to, but it does look cool having them coming up like that. The figure itself is beautiful. I love how they made it. It's so nice. We'll take a closer look at all the head sculpts when we get down to the desk cam. But for now, we'll pop on the back the Absolute Carnage head again. So the head is on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down, left and right. The arms do lift up that top hinge and do also rotate. There's also the butterfly hinge, so you can make his arms pull backwards and forwards as well. There is a double hinged elbow here on this figure, so you can get quite a lot of articulation out of this. And the hands are on ball joints as well. The crunch as well, if we just move that back piece, there's a crunch piece there, so you can crunch him backwards and forwards quite easily, as well as a waist swivel which is clicking into place, which is nice. The figure isn't getting loose either, it feels very stiff, this one actually. It's got a waist swivel there, his legs lift out at the side, as well as forwards, backwards. There is a top thigh cut here, double hinged knees here as well, which is nice. There is even a boot cut, and the feet are on rockers and pivots with holes in the bottom of the feet, should you wish to use a display base with this figure. That's very cool. Some of the figures haven't got the holes in them. The new Venom figure didn't have the holes in. So that's pretty cool. Go ahead and put that back piece back on. I do like the backpack, the back piece. The way that just slots in. I think they should do more of those different variants that we could swap between figures, depending on colour, obviously. But I like those little accessory pieces. Again, you know, when they've done the sort of deluxe figures in the past where they've given us more accessories and things, I wouldn't ever turn down a Venom or a Carnage in that kind of a packaging where they could give us multiple like arm pieces and things like that. So like, because I know sometimes in the comic books things, especially like Carnage, didn't he manipulate his body into like weapons and things? Or I think Riot may have done that or something. But that would be cool to get. Alright, well yeah, the articulation is very cool. We can get him into some very gnarly poses. So I'm really liking that. And again, that head sculpt is really nice. Sorry you can hear people in the hallway there, I do apologise. They are shushing one another, which is quite funny. And you don't realise how noisy they're actually being. So there is the other head sculpt that came with the figure. Let me just pop that on as well and show you that up close a little bit. So again, that's a very nice sculpt. The one I am interested in seeing, I'll be posting all these different headshots like I did with Venom. I'll be posting them all up on Instagram. So check out the Instagram shot. I usually put them all together in one big shot. Can we get Cletus Cassidy head on? Yes, we can. So we can even have the Cletus Cassidy head on here if we wanted to. So that's very cool. Let's keep going. Does that one come off? Yeah, we've even got this one to show him. So we've even got that head. Doesn't look right though on that body. And then we've got the old Carnage. What's the difference between the heads on that then? So pop that on there. I don't think there is actually a difference, as if, oh, it's just cosmetic differences. So this is the old Carnage head on the body. What they've done, this is the old Carnage head, this is the new Carnage head. They've actually moulded, you know, these, if you look, there's more black on the front. These are actually moulded on. It's not just painted on. You can actually feel the actual, like they've moulded the symbiote pieces like to the figure, whereas on this one it's painted, so it's just smooth. So you can tell the difference. There's like a textural difference, which is very nice. So the new one is definitely an improvement upon the old one. It isn't just a repainted version of the head. It is the same mould head, but they've gone ahead and added new things to it to make it more, basically. So that's very cool. So that again means we can then use the old, this is the old symbiote. That means we can go ahead and add the new Absolute Carnage head to the old body. And that looks like this. Also, these are the old tendril pieces that we got from the old Carnage. What I can do is take the back piece off this one and add these ones on to give us a little bit more. So you have them facing upwards like that, so they're a bit more wild if you wanted to take some photos. Or you can have them facing down. If you were doing a backwards photo, that could be good. That could be a good way of hiding some of the, you know, the back. If you're doing like a photography shot from the back, you could hide basically the hinges with that. That would be a good way of distracting people from looking at the actual hinges on the back itself. Or vice versa, what you could do is you could actually have, you could take your first photo with this one on, so it looks like that, and then do a secondary shot where you put where you take that one off, do a secondary shot in the exact same pose with this one on, right? Then when you do the photos, if you layer them up, you should be able to layer them so that basically you have more symbiotes like that. So yeah, you can have it actually all of them layered like that. And that would look really cool on a photo. Again, just samples of what you could do with this one. I'm loving that on this new Symbiote version as well as Carnage, we do actually have feet on this one, just like they've done with the new Venom from the movie. They've given this guy like claws and feet, whereas on the old Carnage it was just flat-footed like the Spider-Man figures, and they did that with the old Venoms as well. They just had flat feet. I think Scream may be the only one that actually... Oh no, did Scream have flat feet as well? I can't remember. I thought Scream might have actually had claws, but I'm not sure. And again, other things we could swap around. We've got the hand pieces from the old Carnage. Obviously this new Carnage comes with lots of new black pieces to him. But if you ever wanted to, you could pop off the old hands and pop the older ones in, which are a bit bigger. So if you wanted to get, like sometimes if you wanted to do like as if he's reaching out towards the camera, or if he's reaching towards something, sometimes the bigger hand looks good because it makes his hand look really big on camera, or more monstrous. And you could always put some more black shading on it. To make it look like it matches. But yeah, lots of different possibilities there. Anyway, I think I've waffled enough, guys. Let's head on down to the desk cam to give you guys an up-close personal look at this figure. By the way, if you enjoyed me doing all those little swap-arounds and stuff, I know people love when I do the head swaps and things. If you enjoyed me swapping around all the other stuff as well and showing you all the different versions of figures, you know, let us know and we can do that again in future videos. I'm here to help to give you guys the best video possible, so if you did enjoy doing that with me just now, let me know in the comments. Alright guys, let's head on down to the desk cam! Alright guys, so here is Absolute Carnage out of the packaging. I've got that old head back on there for the time being. Absolute Carnage is such a cool figure. He looks so cool. I think it's based on the Absolute Carnage anyway. Definitely that one head sculpt is anyway. Absolute Carnage is obviously the latest in the sort of Carnage franchise. So I think that's what most people are going to be using that head for. Obviously that's the one that's on the front cover of the graphic novel as well. I mean, Carnage has always been a popular character since I remember. Since I grew up in the 90s, I remember Carnage and Venom were the two most popular characters on Spider-Man, especially part of the 90s cartoon as well. And it's great, obviously, the Venomverse is growing and stuff, so Carnage is obviously his part of his symbiote universe is growing. So it's very cool to see all these different symbiotes now all coming back that we've had over the years, all sort of coming back together. We're getting some great stories out of it, especially with the like Miles Morales Absolute Carnage comics. They were really interesting. So I have read some of the spin-offs. I just need to read some of the actual main storylines, so to speak. And yeah, I love that we had Shriek in one of the comics as well. I haven't seen Shriek in a long time, so it's cool to have her back. But yeah, I definitely need to grab myself I need to sit down and read the main. The main, is it 4? I think there's 4 comics in the Absolute Carnage series. And then there's the omnibus comic that you can pick up now on Amazon, but it's quite a lot of money. But it includes all the spin-offs as well. Could be very tempting to pick that up at some point. But yeah, again, I love all the symbiotes and stuff. If you remember, I did a custom symbiote a while back. But anyway, guys, let's take a look at this figure itself. Let's take a closer look. So the figure itself is beautifully crafted. I'm loving all these new black sort of string bits that they've added to the actual costume. That just gives it more depth and layers and stuff. It's not just painted on. It's actually sculpted to the body, which just makes the figure seem very different in comparison to the older ones that we've had of this figure. Really makes him stand out as well. The colours really go together. And it's a really vibrant red that's on there. I'm not sure if it's picking out just how red that is. But compared to the backdrop and stuff, it's a very deep red, which is so good. And again, I'm loving all the little tendril bits and things coming off of him. They're very cool, the symbiote bits. Yeah, such a nice figure. Let's go ahead and put that other head back on for a second. Yeah, I'll definitely be using that head when I display this Carnage. But if we zoom out a little bit, guys, and I can bring in some other figures as well for us to compare him to side by side. So there he is with my custom Punisher. And there's the previous version of Carnage. And another custom as well. I've got my Scarlet Carnage from the Kit Bash King himself. So yes, some very cool figures. They've done a very good job of bringing this new one to life. He does look completely different to the other figures, so I don't feel as cheated like I've just picking up another version of the figure. It is another Carnage, but it's a different variation and version, so I'm glad to see that. If you enjoyed all the head swapping fun, make sure you tune into Instagram, because I'll post up a picture of all the different head swaps on there as well later on today.
Right guys, let's go back to the main cam and finish off today's video.
So guys, what are your thoughts on this figure? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this review guys, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribing really supports us, it really helps out and helps us to keep making awesome videos. Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed today's review. Leave a comment if you want a shout out in the next video. Leave some comments for me and I'll do a subscriber shout out in the next video. So if you want your name shouting out, make sure you leave a comment. And guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up on the way out and I'll see you tomorrow in the next one. May the Force be with you. Bye!